Welcome to Deep Thought, Health and Spirituality. And if y'all followed my other channels, y'all, and probably videos from the past couple of days, y'all can hear Rom's working with a sore throat. And yeah, I get it every now and then. Need to drink some more lemon water and stuff. But, dealing with health and spirituality, what's interesting? When I see people and they profess a certain spiritual system, right? Or a different, whatever, it could be any spiritual system, but they don't take care of their main temple, which is their bodies, which is their health. You can't split the two apart. Like I've seen people, they'll praise, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Thor, Thanos, Great Pumpkin, Big Rom, but they'll let their health go out of. They'll let their health get down. I'm gonna tell you what. Regardless of your spiritual path, having a healthy body and take care of that body is one way of honoring whatever deity that you worship. Because it's a blessing to have that. There are people who wish they had that. There are millionaires who wish they could go back in time and make some different decisions, right? About their health and what they were eating and everything. Because you really can't separate the two. Like, how you going to focus on spiritual matters, which are, connecting with the divine in whatever way you choose, or just raising your character up, but you're dealing with some health issues. You're dealing with high blood pressure. You're dealing with diabetes and all of that, right? You're not keeping up. You're not keeping up your health. You're not exercising, Those are connected, because to really do the work, to really rise and transform, you have to be physically able to rise and transform. You got to have the willpower. And that's connected with your body. If you can't, if you can't walk as Christ did, or you can't walk as Buddha did, or you can't walk as Muhammad did, if you have trouble walking, period. Like physically walking, you're going to have trouble. Now, this ain't to speak to somebody who might be disabled in some way, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all actually know what I mean, right? Health is important, because one thing people don't talk about, if you're talking about spirituality, you're talking about what's going on upstairs, what's going on in your mind and stuff, right? How you choosing. But you can't do that if, you constipated. That's going to affect how you think. Like, you can see it in some people. Think about something, and we've all probably experienced this. Like, you ever had those days it just wasn't coming out, right? Or you full. How can you think about something? How can you focus on something? How can you focus on meditating or doing some good works or whatever your spiritual path requires you to do? But you got the itis, or you carrying around too much weight or something, or you're not eating properly. You're not carrying around enough weight. Like, you got this thing about the spiritual aesthetics, monks or something, and they'll fast and all of this stuff. And, that's all well and good, but that's not for the masses. You need to eat a healthy meal. Indeed, even when you talk about the health and spirituality, some people equate their being vegan with their spirituality because they feel like they can't hurt animals. Right? So it's all connected. It's all connected. And even with this, I think one of the things this is telling me, because sometimes if you have a problem, and I talked about this before, sometimes it's telling you to slow down. Now, what this is telling me is, Ron, you need to slow down. You also probably need to bring out some more information too, because all the information I have, I'm not giving all of it, but sometimes if I get something, one thing I found Like whenever I've had sore throats or something, it meant I was supposed to speak up about something, you know, because it can also be metaphorical. Like they'll say, like you want to talk about something, but you know, they'll say, hey, you know, you got caught a frog in your throat or something like that. It doesn't come out. So like one of the things I'm doing in include other than, you know, just the teas and all of that and trying to get some rest is think, okay, I need to start putting out some other information that I've held back on, right? And some people have actually noticed I've been doing that lately, because they'll say, "Well, come you talking about this and that now?" Because it need to be talked about, right? But it's all connected. It's all connected. It's an indication. You know, you can't say you're all spiritual and everything, but you're jacked up. You know. And at the same time, you can't be super healthy but not connected with your spirituality. You know, whatever way you want to choose it. You know, because even if you're an atheist or agnostic, you still have to have some type of path or code, right? So, but how you going to do that if you worried about all these health issues? Which, and as I said, all these health issues can be an indication of something going on in your spirit. You know, it's to tell you to slow down or speed up or whatever the case may be. But it's all connected. It's all connected. And actually, no, like I said, y'all on all my channels, y'all gonna start hearing a different tone anyway. But until then, still got to deal with the physical part of this. So anyway, but health and spirituality, they entwine. You can't separate it. In fact, nothing you can separate just in life. Let me go off on a little tangent real quick. There's nothing in life that's separate from something else. You can't separate. Okay, like for example, in the African American community, there's always this big talk about, you know, the diabetes. There's a big talk about the high blood pressure, the heart disease. And of course, people think it's purely genetic. And, you know, there is arguments about epigenetics, but that, you know, that just passes down the predisposition for something. Doesn't mean you necessarily get it. And I find it interesting when people talk about all these elements in the African American community. Very few people talk about, well, wait a minute, we can't just look at these people. We have to look at the whole picture. Okay, we got to look at genetics. That's one, right? We have to look at their environment, right? We have to look at the environment. What type of environment is it in? Now, there's actually been studies and people have talked about this where work environments are very stressful for black people. And and really when you in an environment where, you know, people are worried about whether a cop will shoot them or something, or you're in an environment where you might be redlined into a neighborhood, or, you know, you might not have gotten a job or something because of, you know, some old boy network or something like that, or you face like several microaggressions. I remember I did a video one time. I said, I was specifically talking about black men. Black men face several microaggressions just going through the day. Now, it would be silly to think that doesn't have an effect on one's health, right? So you can't separate anything. You can't separate the health. If you got a group of people unhealthy, you got to say, okay, what environment are they in? What food are they eating? Like diabetes, a lot of that, and even heart disease has to do with a lot of the food, especially in the black community that we're eating. You know, we're eating a lot. I mean, like sugar is probably the worst drug out there, and a lot of stuff have sugar in it, or high fructose syrup in it. A lot of stuff. You know, and then a lot of stuff has more salt than it needed, right? Like, I've gotten out of the habit of eating stuff with a lot of salt. Well, it was funny. I got a turkey wrap the other day from this Amish market, and I don't know what I was thinking. I said, oh, yeah, throw some salt on there, right? And I could tell the difference right away because I don't eat that much salt. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes you forget why you do something, right? But then, you know, you can't separate that, and then you can't separate that from your mood. You can't separate from that spirituality. Like I said, if what you're eating is affecting your mood or even affecting your cognitive processes, then how are you going to be fully spiritual? See, all of it's connected. So anyway, right, I didn't mean for this to go that long, but y'all know on this channel, once I get talking about something, I can go for a while, because this is more the stream of consciousness, more the flow type of channel, right? But anyway, right, health and spirituality, I mean, just understand everything is connected. So anyway, I'm about to warm up some tea. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.